And at least 12 people have died in rain fury across North India. Heavy rain has led to landslides in many major highways that have now been completely cut off in Himachal Pradesh. The Weather Office has issued a red alert for 7 Himachal Pradesh districts after landslides and flash floods blocked several roads in Shimla, Lahaul and Spiti, Chamba and Solan. A portion of the national highway in the Kullu district was washed away as the Beas River reached the danger mark. Delhi today has seen the highest ever rain in 40 years. 153 millimeters of rainfall in 24 hours is the highest in a day since 1982. Now, waterlogging has led to traffic jams in several parts of Delhi and NCR, and what is visible from the national capital once again is the troubling story of the crumbling infrastructure. The Weather Office has predicted more showers over the next couple of days, so this is a situation that is likely to only get worse. Well, joining me, we have GP Sharma. He's the President, Meteorology and Climate Change at SkyMet, and we have Sudhir Krishna, a former Union Secretary of Urban Development. Thank you both very much for being with us. Mr. Sharma, to you first. I mean, you know, we are seeing some very dramatic pictures that are coming in from different parts at the moment. What appears to be particularly bad is, of course, parts of Himachal Pradesh where the Beas is in full spate. We're also getting very dramatic pictures from Mohali in Punjab. And of course, you know, we've seen over the last 24 hours the urban infrastructure in the national capital once again completely crumbling as a result of this heavy rain. Can you explain the phenomena over North India right now?
Yes, Rishika, monsoon is in full swing, actually inflicting its fury simultaneously over the mountains as well as over the plains, especially in the last about 48 hours or so. As it is, we saw that it was vigorous over some parts of Madhya Pradesh earlier, even parts of Gujarat and Rajasthan. But then now it has shifted the goalpost and fresh over northern India. In any case, it was expected. Most parts of North India now, including Punjab, Haryana, Delhi also, capital city, and along with the mountains, all across Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal, and even Uttarakhand also. You see, we had a low pressure area in the Bay of Bengal, which had moved, its remnant had moved, gradually giving rainfall across Indo-Gangetic Plain. Bihar had good rainfall, Uttar Pradesh also, Madhya Pradesh also. And by the time it reached northern parts of Madhya Pradesh and now over Rajasthan, that circulation, this has been reinforced by a fresh western disturbance which had arrived a day before in the night or yesterday, you can say in the morning. And together, working in tandem, they have increased the monsoon activity, and that's how all these inclement weather conditions across wide a range of North India. Yes.
Right. You know, I'm going to ask you a little more about the forecast for the next couple of days, because I think that would really interest viewers as well. But I just want to quickly get a word from Mr. Sudhir Krishna as well. You know, once again, sir, what we are seeing is the same story repeating itself over and over again. Whether it is highways caving in, whether it is, urban infrastructure that is completely crumbling under these heavy spells of rain that North India is seeing, whether it is Punjab, whether it's the national capital region, Haryana, Delhi, all of it, Uttar Pradesh, it's the same story that is playing out across states. I think we've moved far beyond a point where we can continue to play political blame games over these issues, because what we are seeing is very, very scary. Mr. Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I heard you. I think you are right that the problem is serious, but I think there are two solutions. What immediately has to be done and what has to be done soon after immediately. Immediately, the blockage points have to be cleared, and these get choked because the drains were not managed well, and now during rains, the municipal solid waste, the plastic waste and other waste, even construction, demolition waste, they go and choke the critical points which are narrow and which are turning points in the map of in the line of the drainage network. So immediately the municipal authorities and the other authorities concerned, including town planning departments, municipal engineering department and municipal drainage department, they all must form teams, fan out to the areas, and they all know where the blockage points are there, and they should clear immediately. That is, the immediate action is required. But since, as you rightly said, the story is repeating year after year and rain after rain. So it is high time to undertake restoration of the drain network of the cities and the surrounding areas, because water has to go outside the city, come from outside the city.
But Mr. Krishna, the question is corrective action the solution? I mean, we need to have planning, we need to have preventive actions. When we know we're hitting monsoons, I mean, we have pretty advanced systems of weather forecasting now. We know what the situation is going to be. We know there are going to be heavy spells of rain, for instance. Why aren't we ever prepared to deal with these situations? And today we're talking about North India and we have pictures from North India. The same story plays out in a Bombay or a Bangalore or a Hyderabad or a Chennai.
The thing is, we have got, as you rightly say, we have got the technology, satellite imagery is there, but the management part is not to come through satellite imagery. Management part, we have to decide. Human beings have to sit together, because the drainage is linked to the roads. Road owning agencies own the appurtenant drains also. And in a city, the roads are owned by multiple agencies, not only municipal corporation. There are roads belonging to state government, belonging to national highways, belonging to municipal corporation. I mean, the canton military authorities own the land, and so many authorities own the land. And they own the drains. So the drains are not having a singular mapping and management. So that can be resolved. That has to be resolved. Can be resolved, has to be resolved. Authorities have to sit together, share the drainage map, prepare a drainage plan, and then prepare a plan for upkeep of the drainage system. It is all doable.
Well, I think half the reason this story plays out ever so often in different cities across India, tier 1, tier 2 cities, is because of exactly what you said. There are too many heads, too many people responsible. There has to be a mechanism for the different stakeholders to come together, to work together, and accountability, most importantly, to be fixed in these situations. But Mr. Sharma, given whatever the state of the urban infrastructure is, and like I said, this is whether it's highways or whether it's roads and interior roads in cities, it's the same story, unfortunately, that's playing out. But as far as extreme weather events is concerned, you've been on several shows where you've talked about the fact that this is only a bad situation that's going to be getting worse. Can you tell us both in the short term, the next couple of days, what are we likely to see happen in North India? And of course, what are your predictions for this monsoon season going forward?
Okay, firstly about North India, I think the peak and the worst for North India, which has been there for the last 48 hours, should be getting over another 24 hours or so. Okay, both for the plains as well as for mountains. But the mountains, I will extend a caution. The terrain is such, the degree of difficulty is such, it keeps responding even after the rains stop. So much of water seeps in the slopes of the mountains. Everything gets very soft. With a bit of movement, it comes down crashing. So there is a danger of having landslides. Even the higher areas, mid-reaches, avalanches also will be there, even after the rain stops. So we need to be cautious for the next 3 days at least in those areas. Rains will ease out in Jammu Kashmir first, and then Himachal also. I think today it is there. Tomorrow I think it should improve, but Uttarakhand will take another day or so. Total put together another 3 days. But for Delhi and adjoining area, it's going to rain tomorrow also. It's going to rain day after also. Okay, but not as intense as we have had in the past 24 hours, breaking all old records, 4-decade records. Okay. This is going to ease out a little, but then as far as the monsoon is concerned, yes, it's in full fury over these parts. Mostly up to Madhya Pradesh, up to maybe parts of Uttar Pradesh. The rains are going to stay over Uttar Pradesh in the next few days, traveling up to Bihar also, Madhya Pradesh also, but not as intense as we have had in the last few days. But the southern parts of India still they need more of these rains. There is still a deficiency. Okay. But if you put together complete monsoon, whatever the deficit is, it is already made up. Okay, right. There was -1%, but when today's data comes, I think we break even. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I think, important points being made there as far as the predictions are concerned. And of course, an important comment being made there also on the state of the crumbling urban infrastructure story, like I said, that unfortunately repeats itself all too often. Thank you both very much for joining us.